All right, baseball fans, buckle up. We've got a wild one brewing in St. Louis. Just when you thought the MLB trade deadline couldn't get more unpredictable, the Cardinals made a bold move, acquiring Blaze Jordan from the Boston Red Sox in a deal that sends veteran pitcher Steven Matz to Fenway. Jordan, the 22-year-old power-hitting corner infielder, is now part of a Cardinals farm system that's already stacked with young talent. And let's be real, with the kind of numbers this kid's putting up in AAA, it might not be long before we see him in a big league uniform. Today, we're diving deep into what this trade means for both teams, how Blaze Jordan fits into St. Louis's plans, and what the future might hold for Vaughn Grissom, another name stuck in MLB limbo. So grab your peanuts and Cracker Jacks. We're breaking it all down. Let's start with the man of the hour, Blaze Jordan. The name alone sounds built for baseball headlines, and now he's got the stats to back it up. Since his call-up to AAA Worcester in early June, Jordan has been doing serious damage at the plate, hitting .289 with a .333 on-base percentage and a .476 slugging percentage. He's already launched 6 home runs, driven in 24 RBIs, and crossed home plate 29 times in just 177 plate appearances. This isn't just a hot streak, it's a real breakout. And while he's yet to make his MLB debut, the 2020 third-round draft pick is trending fast. With expanded September rosters just around the corner, Jordan could be in line for a call-up, assuming the Cardinals clear a spot for him on the 40-man roster. So why would the Red Sox part with a rising star like Jordan? Well, they're betting on pitching. Steven Matz, the 33-year-old lefty, is headed to Boston to help stabilize a rotation that's been in flux all season. Matz has had an up-and-down year with the Cardinals, posting a 4.65 ERA, but he's shown flashes of reliability when healthy. For Boston, this move feels like a clear signal. They're still trying to compete in 2025, but without giving up any major league core pieces. Moving Jordan, a talented but not untouchable prospect, for some much-needed pitching depth might help them keep things afloat through the summer grind. It's a calculated risk, and time will tell whether it pays off. From the Cardinals side, it's a smart pivot toward youth. They're looking beyond just this season and trying to build a more dynamic, long-term offensive core. Blaze Jordan fits that mold perfectly. He's a right-handed bat with power potential, capable of playing both corner infield spots, and he's still just 22. That gives St. Louis some valuable flexibility moving forward, especially with Paul Goldschmidt nearing the back end of his career. If Jordan can keep hitting and tighten up his defense, he could be a real asset in the next wave of Cardinal stars. Fans in St. Louis might not see him immediately, but trust me, this move wasn't made for 2025 alone. For Jordan personally, this is a huge opportunity. The Cardinals' farm system gives him a slightly clearer path to the majors than he had in Boston, where competition for corner infield jobs is stiff. Over in St. Louis, there's an organizational emphasis on homegrown development, and Jordan now joins a team known for grooming young talent into everyday players. The fact that he's already crushing it at AAA means he's knocking on the door. Now it's up to him to keep producing and prove he belongs at the next level. If he does, we could be watching a future middle-of-the-lineup bat take shape right before our eyes. Now let's talk about Vaughn Grissom, a name Red Sox fans are hearing more and more, even if he hasn't been called up this season. Grissom was acquired in the Chris Sale trade back in 2023, and the 24-year-old has had a quietly strong year in AAA. He's batting .282 with 12 home runs, 46 RBIs, and a league-leading 24 doubles. But despite several injury-driven openings on Boston's big league roster, Grissom has remained in Worcester, a situation he admits is frustrating. In an interview this week, Grissom said bluntly, "I don't really expect much more opportunity here. And honestly, it's hard to blame him. He's producing, he's healthy, and still, there's no call-up in sight." So what gives? The Red Sox have clearly hit a bit of a roster logjam between injuries, inconsistent performances, and some lingering front office uncertainty. Decisions have been murky. Woo Sox manager Chad Tracy summed it up best, saying Grissom is certainly deserving of a shot, but being deserving and having a roster spot are two very different things. It's one of those classic baseball conundrums. You can do everything right, but if there's no place to put you, you're stuck. That's where Grissom finds himself right now, in sort of a baseball purgatory. Unless the Sox make more roster moves soon, he may stay stuck there through September. Part of Grissom's 2024 story also involves injuries. He started the year on the injured list with a left hamstring strain, only to suffer a right hamstring issue just a few months later. That undoubtedly slowed his momentum and may have factored into Boston's hesitancy to bring him up. But since returning, he's been productive, healthy, and consistent. And that's exactly what you want from a potential everyday infielder. Still, the clock is ticking. Grissom has now played in 64 MLB games, all with Atlanta, and batted a strong .287 during that time. The potential is there. The opportunity, however, is still up in the air. With rosters set to expand in September, both Blaze Jordan and Vaughn Grissom could finally get their long-awaited call-ups. For Jordan, it's all about continuing his surge in AAA and showing the Cardinals he's ready. For Grissom, it might take a little luck or another injury to break into the Red Sox's crowded infield. Either way, these next few weeks will be crucial for both players. Scouts are watching, front offices are evaluating, and playoff contenders are quietly eyeing depth additions. Both Jordan and Grissom have big league talent. Now it's just about timing and opportunity. So to wrap this up, Blaze Jordan heads to St. Louis with momentum, upside, and a chance to carve out a real MLB future. Steven Matz gets a new home in Boston, where he'll try to anchor a shaky rotation. And Vaughn Grissom, he's still waiting and watching, hoping the next chapter in his Red Sox story starts soon. It's the kind of trade deadline drama that keeps baseball fans glued to the headlines. Whether you're a Cards fan, a Sox supporter, or just love a good prospect storyline, this is one to follow. If you liked this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more MLB updates, and drop your take in the comments. Who do you think won the trade? Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. One thing that stands out about Blaze Jordan's arrival in St. Louis is how well he fits the Cardinals' player development philosophy. The organization has a long history of successfully turning young, toolsy hitters into dependable big league contributors. Think Nolan Gorman, Lars Nootbaar, even Tommy Edman. Jordan brings a power-first profile that could complement the lineup if he continues to mature at the plate. His bat speed, barrel control, and ability to hit to all fields give him the foundation for a 25-plus home run season in the majors. Defensively, he's still a work in progress, but the Cards have shown patience in letting young players settle into roles. Whether he ends up at first, third, or even DH, St. Louis fans should keep their eyes peeled. This kid has big league thunder in his bat, and he just might be their next homegrown slugger. As for Vaughn Grissom, one underrated part of his story is the maturity he's showing despite being stuck in AAA. When a player knows he's good enough for the majors, and the numbers back it up, frustration is natural. But Grissom has kept working, kept producing, and hasn't caused a stir in the clubhouse. In interviews, he's been honest but not bitter, saying things like, "It sucks a little bit," but also acknowledging that the Red Sox have to make tough calls. That kind of professionalism doesn't go unnoticed. Teammates and coaches speak highly of his attitude and leadership, and that matters, especially in a clubhouse like Boston's, where young talent needs to gel fast. If Grissom does get the call, he won't just bring offense, he'll bring a steady presence the Sox could use down the stretch. What makes this entire storyline so fascinating is how both Blaze Jordan and Vaughn Grissom are at similar crossroads. Young, talented, productive, and just waiting for the right door to open. For Jordan, the trade to St. Louis could be that door. For Grissom, it might take another move or a shift in the Red Sox's roster plan to finally get his shot. But either way, these are names you're going to keep hearing, not just in prospect rankings or AAA box scores, but on MLB broadcasts soon enough. The trade deadline isn't just about veterans switching teams. It's about opportunities shifting, careers changing, and new stars rising. So if you're into baseball stories that go beyond the scoreboard, these two guys are must-follows for the rest of the 2025 season.